Broncos deserve some credit for playing okay. They're playing much more okay than we realize. And they almost beat the Chiefs. Now, granted, their special teams blocking's not fantastic, but I just want to give the Broncos a shout out. One, the defense is good. You mentioned it. And also, quick shout out to the Broncos defense and Vance Joseph, who, after giving up 70 points and had Mike McDaniels like, hey, we didn't want to set the NFL record. And we were like, this is the most obvious firing in the world. You almost broke the record for points allowed. Sean Payton stuck with him. The defense, they got rid of guys and got better. So shout out to you and the whole Denver defense. But also Bo Nix. Are you actually better than we thought? What's Bo Nix's ceiling? I said Kirk Cousins.
No, it's too high.
If he's Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins would be a huge one.
I tell you
What's
what,
his
though,
ceiling?
Waz, those last 6 games,
I mean, these aren't against.
those are great numbers.
They had some, easy W's, but he played well against the Chiefs.
He's played well. I think
good.
whatever his ceiling is, he is closer to it than any of the other rookies, including Jaden, because of his age. What is he, 31?
Yeah.
And he has Sean
I didn't
Payton.
see those numbers in the right column in Nick's graphics earlier.
About what?
Yes,
About
you
the
did,
the
Brew.
rookie quarterback.
Brew, you did. They
No,
were there.
not
I had.
Oh, Kirk Cousins
last
this
week.
week.
his best games.
Hobbs is telling me if he beats Kirk Cousins this week, he'll be officially better than Kirk Cousins. That's how it works. And then Broncos in one-score games. Kind of like the opposite of the Chiefs, but it's okay. Rookie quarterback, kind of a youngish team, but same kind of vibes. Good defense. No one ever scores a ton of points. So you're in a lot of these games. They just don't necessarily go your way. But it makes me think, a little late season push, although you will start playing the, your own division. So just shout out to Broncos. Again, not as passionate as everyone else, but just more of like an after dinner.
You should have done you know what you should have done for the Tears? That the Bears shouldn't be on it. You were so passionate about it. You screwed up the whole intro, threw up the whole segment, made me mad. Now I'm yelling at Coach.
You're yelling at Coach a lot. Coach.
All right. Let's talk about this. Let me see if I can bring up those stats. This was the one-score games. You could see how close and tight a lot of these games have been. And then I want to get to this graphic. Well, we have this now. I want to see the first 6. There we go. Those are pretty good. Those last 6 games, 66% completion percentage, total yards per game, 248, we'll call it 250, 7 yards per pass, 11 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, 2 turnovers, I guess that's including fumbles as well, and 98.1 passer rating. That seems pretty good to me for a rookie. There's this whole idea, and you know what? I don't know how true it is anymore. I used to buy into it. We'll see. There's the idea, and this is why Nick made the joke about him being 31 years old. There's this idea that if you're an older quarterback and you play a lot of college, right, you play 4 years, whatever, that once you get into the NFL, your ceiling, you're closer to your ceiling. There's only so much more so much more better, much better that you can get once there. Then if you're a little bit younger, and also if you're an incredibly physically athletic, dynamic, mobile quarterback, that there's just more raw material for you to, again, for a coach to be able to sculpt you and have you improve. And I used to take that as a fact, because a lot of people say it's a common take for sure. And the reality is that I think football is so drastically changing, the way how players are developed, the way how college is played, that I just don't know how true that is. I really don't. And even Tom Brady has kind of spoken about this, that the way how college programs are run and the lack of them running a pro offense and how people are there to, I forget his exact phrasing, but essentially it's just college football is just so much more different than the pros these days. That's why you have so many of these quarterbacks coming into the NFL and just are like, I don't know what the heck to do. And it's a problem. And that's not necessarily just because of age. Of course, if you're younger, it's going to be harder for you than if you're older. So I get that you're probably technically, theoretically closer to your ceiling. But this idea that people have any idea what Bo Nix will or won't be is comically absurd. Because in fact, going into this season, like Nick is like, I'm confident that he's closer to his ceiling. Really? Because he thought that Bo Nix wasn't even going to be able to be this good. He laughed. He put his feet up and was laughing. Oh, the Broncos, thank you so much for drafting Bo Nix. This is hilarious. This is great. Congratulations. Sean Payton does it again. Let's go. Broncos will be irrelevant. Bo Nix is the third best quarterback in the Broncos quarterback room, and now look what he's doing. So don't you think, like, this is what I don't get. If I have a strong conclusion about something and it proves wrong, I then don't continue to have a strong conclusion or a strong opinion about that same topic. Because I'm like, well, you know what? I was wrong about this. Well, let me reassess. If I really thought that Bo Nix was not going to be a good quarterback, let's say I was really confident. I do not, which obviously is not true. But let's say I was like, I don't really think Bo Nix is that good. I think he's going to have a tough time in the pros. He's going to have problems, this, that, and the third. And now he's surprising me and is playing actually really well. Would I then now just automatically be like, yeah, but he's going to have a low ceiling? I would be like, well, actually, I don't know now. I would admit, I'd be like, I honestly don't know. I thought he was not going to be this good, and now I really don't know. That's kind of where I am with Caleb Williams, for instance, but just in reverse. I do think he's going to be great in the NFL, but I thought he was going to be better than he is right now. And now, can I say with the same level of confidence that I think he's going to be great than when I thought in the beginning of the season? No, I still think he's going to be great, but I don't know. I'm open to that not being true anymore. Again, let me say this one more time, though. I do believe Caleb will turn this around, especially with coaching and whatnot. So I do think he will improve. But it's one of those things where I was very confident he was going to be better this season than he was. And so the fact that he's not then still gives me pause. It makes me want to reflect and think a little bit more deeply. Like, okay, well, why is he struggling? What is he struggling with? Can this improve? Can he get better? What part is coaching? What part is Caleb? What part is just what he did in college won't work in the NFL, right? It's just a reevaluation. That's what you should do, right? That's what you should do. So anyone that has confidence, anyone that doubted Bo Nix going into this season, they're now surprised that he's having the success that he's having, better than Caleb Williams. That's a fact. And anyone who wants to cook the books and the stats that Nick tried to do earlier in this segment, that was pretty much trying to like pump up Caleb Williams, by all means, go ahead and cook those books. But it's undeniable that Bo Nix has been way more comfortable and has been a more organized, more consistent, confident quarterback this season. It should make you reassess of who you think Bo Nix can or can't be. So, and the Broncos as a whole as well. I just find it fascinating how people can be wrong but then continue to be confident in their takes with regards to that. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. And then again, you want to like throw shade, call him 31 or like make fun of a quarterback for having success. Make fun of the quarterback who's he's younger than Patrick Mahomes, and yet he played better than Patrick Mahomes. He has a heck of a lot less experience than Mahomes. And yet again, he looked like the better quarterback versus the Chiefs. I know Chiefs fans are freaking out by that statement. I know I just said that Bo Nix is going to have a better career and win more Super Bowls than Patrick Mahomes, right? That's what I said. It's funny to me that we still can't have honest conversations about various quarterbacks that people didn't believe in going to the season. That is the problem. And they actually talked about this. Nick was actually making fun of Eric Mangini about this because he said Mangini for a long time, because I guess the way how his media career has unfolded, he's never really had to make predictions going into the season, right? Predicting who's going to win the MVP and this, that. And he says now because people do that, they get tied to their takes, right? If you say, I think CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans are going to win the Super Bowl, now that they're kind of struggling, you're like, no, they're still going to do it. They're still going to do it. I don't get that. That does not resonate with me. I change my takes, change my minds. I thought Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears were going to make the playoffs. I thought that they were going to have a significantly better season, and I'm still not be like, wow, they're going to find a way to beat the Vikings and the Lions. I'm like, nope, doesn't look like that's the way it's going to go. Boom, move on from it. I don't care. I thought that was going to happen. It was pretty much made up. All preseason takes are made up. I got news for you. You only can be so accurate with preseason takes. And so once something comes to fruition as true, you run with that. If it's wrong, you say, yeah, wasn't true. I'm going to focus on what the reality is. So people are so obsessed with their conclusions about a quarterback, about a team, that they refuse to update their perception. They refuse to update their take. You thought Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos weren't going to be that good. They are significantly better than you thought. Update how you view them then. Update it. Look at Bo Nix. Look what he's doing. He has been a really hyper-competent quarterback who is getting better every single week. I am still blown away by that game against the Kansas City Chiefs. On the road, top team, rookie quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Spags. And he looked really, really, really comfortable. There was not a second that Bo Nix was shook. And Sean Payton relied on him. He had him throwing on key, important, crucial downs that I was nervous. I was uncomfortable. I was like, oh my God, what's happening here? And Bo Nix didn't waver, man. His hand was still. I mean, that's impressive. If you can't be impressed by that, well, then you're not impressed by football. You're not impressed by sports then. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And so what's unfortunate about it is that when you have a take that you're married to, you just toss that away. You explain it away, or you ignore it, or you just like acknowledge it and then move on. Rather than being like, that was impressive. That was awesome. That was great. So I think it's interesting. Shout out to a subscriber who commented and told me that this, because I actually missed this. I didn't see this part. So shout out to them for letting me know, for putting this out, that this exists. And I was like, oh, okay, I definitely am going to make a video about this then for sure. So I appreciate it. That's why always please definitely comment and let me know anything that I've missed or anything else that's out there that I can break down. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Bo Nix's season so far, the Denver Broncos as a whole, and Nick's just lack of acceptance of who Bo Nix and who the Denver Broncos are? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.